Hi,
Hello, my friends and gems. How you doing, Barbara? How you doing, Carol?
wonderful.
Good, good. Well, I just want to go over. We're going to keep this to about 25 minutes. I'm going to be reviewing what Dr. Stacy shares with regards to the health tracker on these patches so that you guys can see that we can share this information in less than 30 minutes. If you have any questions at the end, we'll take those at the end. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All righty. So we're going to be talking today about this stem cell activation technology. These are not stem cell patches, they're stem cell activation patches. And what do you know? The FDA doesn't like us to call them stem cell activation patches because they say that that is a drug. Believe it or not, they want to say that our stem cells are drugs, that our bones, that our muscles, that our blood is a drug, which obviously it's not. But hey, they make the rules, we get to follow them. So we're not going to say that anymore. We're going to say that these are cell activation patches. But we do have this historical breakthrough, and we can activate our original DNA. And as we age, of course, we know that our stem cells that are part of our original DNA, they decline in their ability, in their function to repair and to restore and heal our bodies. And our let's see, this is our primary patch, the X39. It is a patch that is clinically proven to provide the body with a level of health and vitality that many have not experienced for years. And the secret really is an exclusive, patented, and proven phototherapy, non transdermal patch technology that is safe and it's non invasive and easy to use. Non-transdermal means that nothing transfers into the dermis, which is the skin. Non-invasive because nothing penetrates or is absorbed by the skin. This LifeWave X39 is the result of actually over 100 studies at this point and over 20 years in the United States, basically North America, Europe, the European Union, the UK, as well as Asia. And when this wearable technology is applied to the body, just as you can see here on my chest, the X39 phototherapy patch activated by your own body's heat starts to immediately, like a light switch, it touches your skin and instantly a third of your previously dormant stem cells are on. The X39 reflects a very specific wavelength of light back towards the body, signaling your body to elevate GHCU copper peptide. And GHCU has been clinically proven to activate your body's own stem cells. Imagine that, how exciting. So, LifeWave is the world's first and only company using this patented, approved approach to activate your master smart cells that we call science calls stem cells. So, some of the typical benefits that you can benefit from applying this patch and activating your body is reduced pain and discomfort, reduced inflammation, better sleep. So many people would have so much better of a life if they could just sleep. In fact, we were just talking the other day with a gentleman that Carol introduced to the patches, and he's been suffering from horrible insomnia. And in the current medical condition that he's suffering in, it's really difficult to get over any kind of a medical condition if you're not sleeping. And so that's adding insults to injury. So this is going to help you sleep better. It's going to improve your energy and your vitality. It's going to enhance sports performance, assist your recovery from exercise, help improve your skin appearance, support natural wound healing processes, and restore your mental clarity. Who does not want more mental clarity? Sign me up for that one. So, how quickly do people actually experience the benefits from X39? And mind you, we have a suite of 11 patches. Right now, we're just focusing on X39. So, how quickly? That's a great question. How quickly do people experience the benefits from this patch? Well, I got to tell you, there are millions of genetic differences that make you uniquely you. No two human beings, not even identical twins, share the exact identical genetic makeup. So everybody's results and the speed of those results are going to vary. So many experience results within 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, some within 24 hours, and others might need a little longer time period. It just depends what you got going on. With our 30-day money back guarantee, everyone has the opportunity to experience powerful and diverse health benefits from the X39, really risk-free. But I tell people all the time, listen, if you're expecting to just try this for 30 days and quit if you don't see all the results, I got to tell you, even a bad habit, to develop a bad habit, you need to do it for at least 90 days or more for it to become a habit. So if it took 90 days for you to develop a bad habit, to develop a good habit, and for you to effectuate change in your body, you're going to need to give it more than 90 days. In fact, the research shows that without your being on the stem cell activation technology, the human body is always on a 7-year cycle, so that over 7 years, all 56 trillion cells turn over. Everything in your body has a different schedule. Your nails have a different schedule than your stomach, than your heart, than your skin, than your hair. Your bones, for example, they're on a 2-year schedule to turn over every single cell inside your bones every 2 years. Your stomach, you can regrow an entire stomach in 6 months without the patches. People who routinely have 90% of their stomach cut out because of stomach cancer and all sorts of other conditions can regrow their stomach back within a 6-month period. Now, on the patches, everything is going to be magnified because you have a third more energy, a third more cellular repair because you have 33% of your previously dormant stem cells are now turned back on. Okay. So during the first 24 hours, what you can potentially see and experience is you'll see how easy it is, first of all, to use the X39 non-transdermal phototherapy patch and how easy it is to not just apply it, because it's literally like a Band-Aid or a sticker. You just twist it, the backing comes off right away, and then you stick it. I always say point to the pain and patch it, right? And then 12 hours later, because you wear it 12 hours on, and then 12 hours off. 12 hours later, the alarm on your phone goes off. Yes, you want to set an alarm because 12 hours later, you're not going to remember because you're not going to feel the patch. And you will wake up with the patches the next morning if you don't set an alarm. Why do I know that? Well, I've done it. Pretty much every doctor in our group, every holistic care practitioner, every partner that we have on the patches and every client has had that experience at some time or the other for whatever reason. So you want to set your alarm that says 12 hours later, apply, remove patches, just like you have the one in the morning that says apply the patches, right? Then you're going to peel off the patch just like you peel off a sticker, the way you peel off a Band-Aid. And then the patch is super thin. It's very, very thin. You're just going to toss it, and the patch is virtually weightless. You can swim in it. You can bathe in it. You can do exercise in it. You can get into an infrared sauna, infrared light therapy with it. You can even have surgery. I've had plenty of people who've worn the patches preoperatively, during surgery, and postoperative. Even had people who had major back surgery. Obviously, they couldn't wear the patches on their spine, so they wore it on the front. And then the doctors were amazed at, I'm thinking of one gal in particular, her name is Jenna, when she came out of anesthesia, and usually people who have back surgery are in terrible pain. So they have to give them pretty strong narcotics for the pain, just the sutures alone from having, crafted discs and put that in their spine. It's pretty invasive surgery. And in Jenna's case, she had no pain. And the doctors were kind of shocked that she had no pain. And they thought, well, maybe the anesthetics haven't really worn off. And then the second day, she's like, no, I'm fine. I don't have any pain. And it was amazing. She had her surgery was on a Tuesday, and she went home that Friday from major back surgery. And then on Saturday, much to my, amusement, I get a phone call from her, and she's in New York. She calls me and she's like, Lillian, she goes, my friend, he was just diagnosed with cancer. Where do I put the patches on him? And I'm like, Jenna, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're supposed to be home recuperating and convalescing. She goes, I'm fine. I have no pain. My friend needs my help. Where do I put the patches? This girl was not home resting as she should have been, but because she felt fine and she had no pain, she was out helping a friend that she had just discovered was just diagnosed with the big sea monster, and he was in pain. And so she was patching him. She just didn't know where to put the patches. So I told her. Um, to me, that's incredible. That's absolutely unheard of. But these kind of things are possible for you and anyone who decides to check out this life-saving technology and just get started. You just need to physically have possession of this technology. Point to where you feel the pain. I don't have pain here. I'm healthy and good. But this is a great acupuncture point to put your patches on. Right below here is your thymus gland, which gives you energy. I like to put it up here. You have your K27 acupuncture point here. And this is a visible spot that everybody can see my patch and ask me questions about it. So without further ado, let me know, Barbara, do you have any questions? Carol, I know you guys are versed, and Barbara, you have your own story, and Carol does too. We have, let's see, we're at the 16-minute mark, so this took less than 16 minutes. Anything you'd like to say and add to this so that our viewers that watch this on the replay benefit from your experience and wisdom?
Well, you know that I went through a stroke and I got patched and my voice came back from after being patched. So I was very fortunate tonight to speak to someone whose daughter had a stroke. So hopefully next week, we'll be able to talk and I will be able to share my experience with her.
Okay, that is absolutely fantastic. So
Mm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have here she's Barbara's a miracle because it's absolutely unheard of people having a stroke and just a few months later going back to work. Barbara's stroke was on Sunday, the 27th. I'll never forget because I actually went to Destin, Florida, and Barbara was going to work an event that they had invited me to speak at the Emerald Coast Health Conference. And I thought for sure we weren't going to see her at all at the event because Sunday, the previous Sunday, she had a stroke, and then I flew in on Thursday. Friday, we're doing all our prep work, and we went out to dinner with her, and then Saturday was the event. And she came out and had dinner with us that Friday night. And I'll never forget when Ann Ziegenhorn, because your speech was still slow and slurred,
Yeah,
and you still had the droop on the right side of your face. And then
that's correct.
Anne went ahead and patched you where your trigeminal nerve is on that jaw. And it was about 9 o'clock at night. We had gotten there about 7, and you at the beginning you were fine, but then by the end of the dinner around 9ish, you're like, I'm really tired. I gotta go. We're like,
Yeah,
yes, just go. You just had a stroke. You need to go to sleep. So we figured we wouldn't hear from her till sometime Saturday, right? Whatever. And at 10:30, Barbara calls all excited, not slurring. Her voice is clear. It's not like it was before. And she's like,
right.
can you hear my voice? Can you hear how I'm pronunciating my words so much clearer? We're like, Barbara? We're like, you're supposed to be sleeping. I was like, how are you talking so fast? It was,
So true.
and Becky had the phone on speakerphone, so all of us could hear her. We were like, oh my God. First of all, she's still awake. Number two, she's not slurring. Three, her voice isn't crackly anymore. Four, she's
Right.
like so vibrant and so excited and so clear. And it was like she went from efforting a lot to speak to no
Yeah.
effort. And that was just 90 minutes.
Well, my husband was very amazed. He's like, I thought I was going to get a break.
The chatterbox is back.
That's right.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, and then it doesn't end there because 12 days later, Barbara, not all, okay, Barbara did go to the event the next day. Needless to say, she wasn't there the entire day. That's not reasonable for
Yeah.
anybody to expect. But she came to the event and worked a couple hours and actually helped some people get started on the patches. And I thought, wow, for her to actually physically, I think if it were me, I would have stayed in bed. But she was just gung ho about being there, and she really showed up. And then she left, of course. And then 12 days later, because I ended up staying there 2 weeks, she hosted.
Right.
Yes, this is
Yes, I did. That's
12
right.
days after she was hospitalized for a stroke. She hosted a party with 25 people in her home. She invited all sorts of people. About a week before, she asked me, she goes, "Hey, since you're staying another week, if I have invite a bunch of people over at my house, will you do a patching event and share this tech with them?" And I said, "Yes." And I'll be darned, not only did she host it at her home, she had a whole full spread with all these appetizers and food and all these. I think these people were showing up more than anything. They wanted to see if she really could talk as well as she was talking, or if it was an AI bot doing the talking for her. Because they're like, they couldn't believe their eyes when they saw her. And neither could I. I was like, and you would think she'd be exhausted by 7 o'clock that Friday night. And she wasn't. She was exhausted afterwards, as most of us would be after, a Friday night hosting a group of people. But this is someone 12 days post stroke. In contrast, I have someone that I've been trying to get the patches in their hands. There's a little resistance there. The husband's a doctor. It's the wife who had the stroke. She's been in the hospital for 2 months. And I know we could have gotten her
Mhm.
out of the hospital that first week had we put all 5 patches on her. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? And so
Very true.
the beautiful thing for Barbara is that 12 days later, she was able to have that event. And less than 8 weeks after she had her stroke, she was cleared to go back to work part-time. I've never heard of anybody being cleared to go back to work part-time or mini-time less than 6 to 8 months after having a stroke. So that's got to be a record breaker as far as I'm concerned. So pretty extraordinary. And then Carol. Oh my gosh, Carol's another incredible story because Carol had literally a broken heart because she lost her husband of 58 years. Carol, tell them what happened. We ordered your patches after you heard a broadcast on the Wellness Superheroes on YouTube. You heard me as a guest. Annie Catterall and Jody Hadsell, the two scientists, shared about this life-saving technology, the benefits they were getting. And then you're like, oh, me and my sister, we got to start on that. We got you started on the 3rd. You received your patches on that following Tuesday, the 8th. And then what happened after you put them on?
I put carnosine on my heart. Um, the my heart was fibrillating, and my pulse was very rapid.
Yeah,
And I put that patch on. Within 10 minutes, the fibrillation stopped, and it stopped forever. And the pulse and everything is normalized within 10 minutes.
that was fast.
So it was very fast, very rapid, and I started feeling better immediately. Immediately, emotionally, I started feeling better. I could feel it. And then as I continued to learn about the rest of the patches and get some more and put more on and say, hey, these work. And they did. I gained my weight back. Everything started moving forward instead of sitting. And even my cardiologist, who I'd never gone to doctors before, he said, because I told him about the patches. And now, because of my progression and everything that's been going progressively, that's all he puts in the chart is that she's got these stem cell patches on. So that's what's on my chart now.
Yeah. And
So,
Carol's been on the patches for 2 years now. And the beautiful thing is that Carol and I had the same issue. Whenever you're either underweight or overweight, it's a dysregulation of your digestive system. Something is off, which is why
yeah,
you can't keep weight on or you can't get weight off. And so in her case,
right.
she lost like 20 pounds she couldn't afford to lose. I lost 10 pounds I couldn't afford to lose. And no matter what you do, just like you do everything, you fast, you cut down on calories, you do exercise, you can't seem to lose it. Same thing happens on the other end. So frustrating. You increase your protein intake, you add all these extra calories, you even add extra meals during the day, and then a month later you haven't gained 1 pound. It's the most
Right.
demoralizing,
Right.
depressing experience because your clothes are hanging off your body and you know you don't look good, you
Yep.
feel good. And of course, that's just one of the symptoms that you have. Like in her case, she had it from the basically a broken heart syndrome, which is very similar to you having a heart attack. And in fact, the heart scans show the same damage to the heart with broken heart syndrome. Someone who has lost, in her case, she lost the love of her life of 58 years, her husband, who has her soulmate. My case, I got hit by a bus. I had brain damage. So my computer wasn't working
Yeah.
properly. Nothing was working right. And so everything I did to gain weight, it's like I would eat tablespoons of peanut butter just to give me the extra protein. Nothing. I couldn't gain. It was very frustrating. But you started slowly but surely gaining back your weight and all sorts of other things. Your body
Yep.
knows how to repair in the order that's optimal for you. And the same thing with Barbara. As we continue all to patch, your body will continue to repair and to restore itself, optimized for you based on your original blueprint.
And
So,
and I pay attention to that now. I pay attention to that. I've learned that and I can see it and I'm experiencing it. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to have a simple little patch that will say,
thank
"Huh,
you much.
you're alive and well."
You're alive and well. So if you'd
Mm.
like to get started today, get back to the person who referred you to this video. If it was Barbara, get back to Barbara. If it was Carol, get back to Carol. If you're someone who saw this on Hamilton Radio, get back to the person on Hamilton Radio that referred this to you. If it was myself, or if you saw me on ABC on In the Spotlight, always get back to the person who referred you to this video so we can help you get started. You're part of our team in all likelihood because that's probably why you're sharing this video. And we would love, absolutely adore to get you started. And if you go to our website, yes, you'll get the benefit. Of course, you can always pay retail, but there's no way of getting any free supportive patches when you go directly to the site. So when you come to us, then we can apply the promo code and then you can get a free supportive sleeve with your purchase of a core, advanced, or a premium pack. Only available when you contact us directly. We actually have to go into our back office and unlock the algorithm in order to do that. Okay, you can call corporate, ask them, and they're like, no, there's no free supportive patches when you buy any of the packages. That's something you have to do directly through us. It's exclusive just to our group. All right. Thank you for tuning in, tapping in, turning on, and I think we've covered pretty much everything we needed to today. So as always, I will say ciao for now, my friends and gems. And as you can also, if you want to call our hotline, because you prefer an old-fashioned call, you can call this number. Well, it's actually not on my screen right now, but 1-949-478-2221. We always put it in the description and the comments below. Make it a day.